Welcome back everybody to Maelle Richard Cook. As part of the autumn season, today we're going to be preparing a tagine, which is one of the dishes that comes from Morocco. Traditionally, the tagine is cooked in this ceramic dish here, right, and with the conical shape on the top. And this dish is where the name of the food comes from. And it is this shape because it allows you to cook very slowly over an open fire without losing any moisture, because potable water in North Africa was hard to come by. So what happens is we put our food in, we cook, we put our lid on, and as it steams, the steam condenses and drops back into what we're cooking underneath. Today we're using this because we're using an induction hob. This works on induction hob, this doesn't, so I shall put it to one side. Okay, to go through the ingredients that we have ready, all prepared, we have got cherry tomatoes, which we've cut in half. We have skinless, boneless chicken thigh here. We have roughly cut carrots, onions and celery. A bunch of fresh coriander, which we will only put in at the end. We have a bit of tomato puree. We have a bit of chicken stock. Chopped garlic and ginger, salt. Lemons cut in half so we can juice them, bay leaves and some fresh oregano, and pickled lemons, which again is one of the products that comes from Morocco, where the lemons are actually pickled in brine, and a spice mix called Ras el Hanout, which again is a Moroccan speciality. And every company or every spice merchant or every household has got their own particular mix on that, or own particular take. But generally it revolves around a mixture of cumin, coriander, cinnamon, turmeric, clove, and maybe some ginger and a bit of paprika. Right? This is one that we've purchased, so it's a standard product which is generally available either on the internet or through your local supermarket. We are going to turn the hob on, manual, right? Yeah, 3's good. And then the first thing that's going to go in is the olive oil.
All of it?
Yeah, all of the olive oil in.
So there's quite a bit. There's
quite a bit, yeah. The next thing we're going to put in is we're going to put in the carrots, the onions, the celery, right? We can also put in, peppers into this, but we've chosen not to do that today because we've got a couple of people who are joining us for lunch today who don't like and don't agree with eating peppers. So, that was one which I put in there as a just in case. So let's put that to one side. Right, celery.
And some celery.
All right. And we're going to start to sweat that now without colour. So you can stir it, and what we can do to speed it up, just keep the heat in and put the lid on. So we've left our vegetables to sweat a little bit, no colour, so let's just take the lid off and be careful of the steam. Oh, yep. Okay, so they're starting to soften a little bit now. What you can do now, please, is can you tip in all of the ginger and garlic? Yeah. I haven't bothered to chop the garlic very fine because it will break down. And then we'll just pop the lid back on and leave it another couple of minutes. So we've just left our the ginger and garlic to sweat a little bit. So let's lift the lid off, mind the steam. You want to give it a stir, please? Can you smell that? Oh, yeah.
Smells of garlic and ginger.
Marvellous.
Oh.
Okay, so next thing we're going to put into is we're going to add the tomato puree, a dessert spoon of tomato puree, and we're going to add a good dessert spoonful of the Ras el Hanout. So do you want to scrape that in? Yeah, and good, stir it all around. Perfect. A good dessert spoonful. That's enough, good, lovely. And that will toast and warm in the oil, it start to cook, start to release the flavours. Can you smell?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Next we're going to add our chicken. Right, so push all the vegetables around to the edges. Yeah. We just pop our chicken in. That's right. There we go. Okay. Lovely.
Do I mix it?
Just now, spread it out a little bit so it starts to take the heat from the pan. Okay. And you can start to hear it searing and sealing a little bit. It doesn't need any colour at all. Right, so that's also now just coast a little bit in the spice mix. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Good. So now add the tomatoes into that.
Just
Yeah, straight in. Stir those in now. Good. So next thing we're going to put in is we're going to put in a little bit of stock, chicken stock there. Squeeze it out. There you go. And we're going to add a little bit of water to moisten it, but not very much, because the whole point of this is it doesn't need much water. Right.
So how much water was that?
It's literally just enough so that almost covers it, but not quite. Right. So now try a little bit to mix it up. So push the vegetables into the centre. That's right. Do you want to add the pickled lemons into that? So that's 2 lemons, 2 pickled lemons just cut up into pieces. Lovely. Lovely, so spread those out a bit. Perfect. And then put in 1 bay leaf. I don't think it needs 2. Into the middle. If you only put 1 in, it's easier to get out because you know...
You don't eat it as well.
No, you don't want to eat it. And then if you want to put in 2 or 3 sprigs of that oregano from there, 2 or 3, just spread them around. Lovely, good. And then we're going to season it. Some salt and pepper.
Okay.
So a little bit of sea salt.
This much.
Yeah, that'll do. Because we can correct it later. If we need to add some more salt, we can do. But once you've added salt, you can't take it out. Okay. Put some turns of pepper inside that. Okay, good. Lid on. And then we're going to put that on the side to cook nice and slowly. And we'll come back to that in an hour or so. All right, so everybody, here's the tagine. It's finished cooking, and you can see how it's changed colour. The vegetables are cooked. The stock sauce is reduced down, and it's quite thick and underneath. So now we're going to finish it. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take out the bay leaf, because we've only got 1, haven't we? We are. And now we're going to finish it with lemon juice and shredded coriander. So that's the juice of 1 lemon. There we go. And then just a good tablespoonful of shredded coriander. There we go. Lovely. All right, good. So let's just move that in a bit. And there is our tagine. Perfect. And it smells delicious. Happy Moroccan feast today.